Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed on this show by the hosts do not necessarily state or reflect of those of the channel. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect of the host and of the channel.
This is the podcast about nothing with your host, Leo Black, the unfiltered force.
As you should. As you should.
Like, if you don't drink alcohol, what are you going to do, child? Anyway, guys, okay. 3.
Make it through life. I don't drink alcohol. You make it through life.
You made it like this long in that house without drinking, being sober. I applaud you, bro. I would have cried.
Like not the hectic things that I can never.
This is a microphone infringement
you want me to
warning.
continue? I would have never actually taken anything that will control me, but anything to make me cope.
Didn't you guys see there's that time when Suku comes? She's like, guys, this is a public announcement. I'm going back to alcohol.
And I'm going to start smoking as well.
Besides, that one is a hypocrite.
Okay.
Not in
Let's come back.
Not in a bad way. Nobody here, but she is. Do you get me? She'll be like, oh my gosh, at home, I'm not fine. What maintains me is the 350. And next thing she'll be
Did she say that?
Yes. And then next thing she'll be like, oh, like sometimes I'll just go shower upstairs in my like make it make sense.
But you can't live off 350 when your parents are fine, I guess. But I think the thing that pissed me off about that conversation is how maybe she was trying to make Specifically look like a bad person.
Oh, in the unemployment
Pushing
one.
a narrative.
I didn't see that
I
one.
didn't like that
snippet.
one, because I felt like Specifically had a very valid point in terms of like saying that as much as like we're also working, the money we earn by the 7th, it's already gone.
Your 7th is very far.
Exactly.
By the 1st.
It's gone. Like,
I'm
I'm not saying that it's the same as someone that is unemployed, but also there is a reality of people that are employed or also broke who still like need to last 25 or 6 days in a month without money because the money is finished already. So it was a conversation that both sides needed to be heard, not to try to make the other person point.
It makes a lot of sense.
And I didn't like that, honestly.
She actually capitalized on that, which was actually quite annoying. It got to a point whereby it was difficult for me to even choose a side because I was like, I'm trying to listen to the other part. And then now there you are.
You
and
ghosted
then
today.
there you going out there smoking and you still talking about it. But you know what I loved about everything was the mere fact that it was already too late.
No, people listen.
It didn't matter.
Big Brother fans are not naive and not stupid sometimes. They can really tell when someone's rage baiting people. Because there was rage bait to create a narrative that basically is less empathetic to people who are unemployed and try to like maybe she's speaking from a point of privilege or whatsoever.
And what basically has mentioned many times in the show, as much as she hasn't shared like much of her
personal
journey, she has often shared how
hard
as
it
her
was.
family, it wasn't easy growing up, and she didn't directly go to university. She had to go straight into working as soon as she finished high school. So basically, I think is someone, as much as she might have had the privilege of working so quickly, she's someone who understands the struggle of growing up in a household where there isn't always enough. She even mentioned how they had to survive on her brother's paycheck at one point.
Yeah. And she also said that in a diary room, sometimes she was crying at one point, I remember, because she was relieving the time of like, I'm coming from nowhere. Like,
yes.
Of place of nothing when I didn't have anything.
Yes.
Yeah, I would struggle what to eat and stuff like that. So she understands more than anyone the struggle. The struggle more than anything.
But then her
anyway, guys, this
was
is
very confusing.
Can I cue in?
Very confusing. You can go ahead.
It's time for a podcast about nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, but her character was very confusing.
Okay, let's start now, guys. I believe we need to start now. Yeah,
The show already started, but now the show needs to start.
The one that we're on right now. Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Podcast About Nothing, and I go by the name of Bafana, and this is another episode of Podcast About Nothing. Listen, I have a very exciting crew today. Hey, not crew. I have exciting guests today that are here with me.
Papi,
Nah,
are they still coming? Many behind the mic.
Imagine.
Low furniture.
the very expensive furniture here. The very expensive one.
Yeah.
We have none other than Tyrone, Mr. Tai from Big Brother Mzansi Season 5. It was a consensus there. He brought Lil in that house as the furniture,
How is a match, maybe? Maybe lighter.
You know? How are you, my brother?
Paraffin, I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
Nice to have you. Nice to have you. Nice to have you. And we also have Ghosty here. Hello, Ghosty.
Hey.
Why you not shy?
Oh, buthetha. Now
All of a sudden you're shy.
Well, it is what it is.
Is
but
it?
That's true.
You guys can continue. Thank you very much. But
Moderator.
yes, I am here.
As we say in the house, the monitoring spirit.
I
Man,
think
yeah,
I'm one of those.
This is gonna be no. Anyway, guys, this is gonna be another exciting show. We have, as I said, we have Tai, and he's gonna just taking a lot of your questions because you guys sent me a couple of questions, and also have like a lot of things to talk to with Tai about. Yeah. As you might have heard, you already dive in. We couldn't wait with two Ghosty there. Anyway, guys, I'm glad to have you, brother. And
Thank you so much.
how does it feel being out?
It's weird. I don't want to lie. It's really weird. I'm still getting used to people knowing me because I'm used to being known by people because of my extroverted nature. But now people know me.
Like
They greet you and they come up to you, they hug you, like they're so excited to see you. And now you're just like, okay, is this like someone who likes me, or are you here to throw a brick?
So you're not sure.
You're not sure. Sometimes you're like, what if it's a fake? You're coming in for a hug, you're gonna pull out a knife and kill me. Then I'm gone. I think that's, and also getting used to being back into reality where you have an 8-hour work day, you have to wake up for work, you have to clean the house.
Yeah.
You have to cook your own food, have to pay your own rent, have to buy my own groceries. Biggie, if you're listening, please send money.
Bring it back to your house.
Like, it's okay, take me back. I'll look after the house between when the show ends and when the season 6 starts. Like, I feel tired a lot of the times, but it's just like trying to get used to things. And also like even getting back into the reality of catching up with my friends and speaking to family, because I got so used in the house. Okay, I don't know if this is a real thing or a fake thing, but people often speak about how like, so if Bafana is in my space, but Ghosty is somewhere else, I don't really catch up much with Ghosty as much as I do with Bafana.
Are you referring to me as a ghost?
Yeah.
That's your name on the show now.
You're Ghosty now.
You
Come
can
on.
continue. It's okay.
You said you're a monitoring spirit.
Ulu.
What do you think a monitoring spirit is?
Ulu, okay? Okay, Ulu is over there.
Yeah.
In Kruger's store.
Oh, okay. She's a monitoring spirit. Yeah. You're gonna call you monitoring spirit.
So like I'm much better at like engaging with people who are in my immediate surrounding than people who are not. And so I got so used to engaging with the connections I'd made in the house. And now I'm back outside and I'm trying to get back to engaging with my friends and my family again. But at the same time, trying to maintain like a friendship or a connection with those who I had in the house.
Now, like if you say that, like who do you miss the most that is like in the house?
At the moment, I really miss Jojo and Nate.
Really?
I really miss them. I was watching Jojo's A Lot of Star Game. I was like, that's my friend.
I know.
And I was like, oh, Piggy, you're wrong. You couldn't have gotten a different suit. That suit swallowed her.
The sumo suit.
It finished her.
But which shoes are you referring to?
That suit, when they were doing the Lot of Star Games on Friday.
Oh, the big one.
That big one.
Oh, okay, the yellow
there's that
and so
video.
forth.
There's that video. Like I even had to save it. Like I watch it so much when she just can't even do anything and she just falls over. And she's just there moving her arms. I'm like, yo, for
But
shit.
honestly, Jojo is cute, guys.
Nah,
Jojo
she's
is
just amazing,
cute.
man.
Like
I love
Jojo, I
her.
would love
She's
to
like a
adopt
cutie
Jojo
pie,
as
you know?
as my little sister.
Oh,
You
I love
understand?
her.
But
I
she
love
like
her
Lupa
so
though.
much.
Yeah, oh yeah, Lupa, but in a
She's a
nice
handful,
way.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I love her so much.
Just
I really miss her.
adorable,
Like
guys.
I think Ufofa was such a great presence for me in the house because she just made me laugh a lot. Like I was like, oh man. I saw this other video. Like it's also weird, like being on TikTok and then you see videos of yourself from you in the house. You're like, yeah, man.
It was me.
That's me. I don't remember this conversation.
Is there something that you regret from certain videos, maybe?
No, I don't regret anything.
Because honestly, you did well, Tyrone.
I don't
Like
regret
you
anything.
understand that certain people had to come to you to ensure that they move right and do the right things and so forth.
I think, like something I get asked a lot is like why was I so loud in the first week? And then after that, I just mellowed down a bit.
Drop it notch in it.
And personally, part of it was me noticing how a lot of us in the house were really loud. And I was like, I'm not here to be competing with personalities because I really know my
Makes
personality. So I had to find a way to balance it. But also, I'm really a chilled person.
You
Yeah.
are.
I think like and short, like I'm just really calm. I can be loud, I can be funny, and that's something I enjoy doing because I enjoy entertaining people. I love making people laugh. But like that's just who I am naturally as a person. Is just being chilled and having jokes like
Yeah.
here and there.
With being out of the house, are you aware that you're actually a good leader? Because you actually were.
They trusted him a lot
You
with a
know?
lot of stuff, and
And-
people were like Ty, please come. I remember one point someone like was HOH, but they were like, oh, in the wages, just please can you get Ty to lead this one and everything because like
I don't know if I say yes, am I being cocky?
no, you that is
Not
an
at
age.
all.
So for me, leadership is something that I've done from a very young age.
Yeah.
So throughout my university career, I was in leadership. So I was in House Com. I was secretary. After secretary, I was prime. After prime, I was an SRC member for our campus. And I worked a lot within that space. I have a huge passion for students. I love students. I love working with students. So yeah, like I learned a lot in leadership and I carry that with me like throughout. That's a space that I really want to go back to.
Which was actually beautiful to watch, honestly. It was beautiful to watch. And then I'll just have a question. With you being with a lot of obviously African people, and then yes, I'm gonna say it.
Oh, you
I
noticed?
am going to say it.
You guys noticed that
I am
I'm
going to say that
I'm
you're
white.
white, you know, because were you not scared of actually getting to the house and then people actually judging you
What do you mean
with
scared?
your
Okay, continue.
Yeah, continue.
you see,
Continue. Continue.
Were you not? Didn't you feel like maybe intimidated or whatever of how actually South Africa would actually
Might perceive me.
You perceive exactly.
So, before Big Brother, the one thing that I was most concerned about and why like I never really made content as a person was because of how I like speaking vernacular a lot.
Yeah.
And I never wanted it to be a thing of he's just using the vernac for clout.
Yeah.
Because that's how it looks a lot of times. Because as South Africans, there are a lot of people who are not black who speak different vernac languages, like so many
yeah.
people. And you find a lot of them on social media as well. You can bump into them. And you always get that portion of society that's like, Lorna, it's just doing this for clout type of thing. Yeah. And for me, that's also one of the reasons why I really wanted to get on the show. I wanted South Africa to meet me and know me before I started creating any sort of content or engaging in things so that they would realize that as a person, it's naturally part of who I am. So I wasn't really worried. I think the one thing I was mainly worried of is how people would perceive me as a gay man.
Oh, okay.
Because there's so many stereotypes of how a gay man should be,
like-
and sometimes I don't necessarily fit those stereotypes.
Yeah.
So that was one of the biggest concerns I had, or if people were going to be homophobic towards me online. You know, because as much as I don't care about the homophobic comments, there's a lot of young people out there who want to make it into an industry, who want to audition for Big Brother. And when you now see how people react towards maybe someone like Mandy who's plus size, the comments that she might get, or how someone might react towards Nate and I for being in the queer community, it now discourages other people from wanting to audition or put themselves out there because we don't all have the same confidence.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing I was really concerned about.
So now, if like now you let's go back to the house. Now.
House, yeah.
Just going back straight to the house. You get there, you see these 23 other people. You say they were very loud.
Yes.
What was your impression of like the whole thing? Like, were you like, oh my god, what did I get myself into?
Oh, that man, go to. I remember that first day. I was so annoyed with Apopo. I even said to, I looked at him like, you're a teacher, ne? I was like, when you do teaching, the way you would hit the couch, that's the guys. Guys. I'm like, this one he teaches. I was like, there's no way this one doesn't teach.
Trust me, he is annoying.
Yeah, I was so shocked. And then obviously getting to know him, the show, I got to like him a bit better. But that first day, the way he kept on trying to make sure there was order. But at the same time, I understand because there was no order.
Yeah, I couldn't watch the first 2 days because every time I felt like I was watching African Magic. Like, it was ruckus. It
That's
was
wild.
noisy. Like you really like
Wild.
it was like a lot of noise.
No, we were very
You
loud.
pick up a conversation
Even
that was happening.
Uspesik, I don't remember. I think it was Uspesik. Or was it KB? Someone brought the thing of, okay, if you're holding this, then you can speak. It didn't work out because at some point we would speak over each other. And like, you're just watching everyone. Like, and that was what I was doing a lot. Like, I'd watch, I'm like, oh,
Remember, when you say you can hold this and whatever, you're speaking to black people. That thing will never make sense.
No, people. Like, this is the thing. When you create a rule, There are people who are just prone to breaking that rule. Like who just want to not do what people expect them to do. So it's
we broke rules in
yeah.
this house.
So now, like now you, as much as you say, like in the house, like, did you go there with the like, hey, I'm gonna survive with these people. Like I need to have a certain strategy. I need to have a certain way for me to carry myself. Because you avoided a lot of nominations. You were not nominated until like very late in the game. Like, was that a specific strategy for you to like to avoid you getting nominated or going this far in the game?
So I guess you could say it was part of my strategy. So one of the things I really wanted to do when I was in the house was to not really play or watch the game as a competitor, but to watch as a viewer. And to really try and understand how to navigate myself within the social space of that game. Because I'm generally quite good at creating connections and growing bonds with people. I've said it before, no one wants to get rid of the nice guy. People like having the nice guy around because at least then, you can always have conversation or have someone who you can rely on. But also understanding the game, I know that in the game, you need to get nominated to build momentum behind yourself. Because if your fans don't get used to voting for you, as much as they'll put in all the effort and they're going all out, you can't compete with someone who's constantly standing and sitting all the time. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. Sometimes it can work. If you look at Sweet, he stood, he was able to sit down again, right? I just never could think of why would, like, the only way would be like if I say, no, Big, I nominate myself.
Why would you do that? I think I would do that one. Like,
I think if I go back, I'll do that, maybe. But like personally, like I couldn't think of a reason why I would want to create conflict or create drama or cause something. Because I noticed that in the house, people don't nominate based on strategy. People don't nominate based on Ulu is strong, Ubafana is strong type
just
of thing.
feelings.
They take the no, Ubafana swat me, I'm going to nominate Ubafana. Mang did this to me, I'm going to nominate this
Mang
person.
don't you ice cream, so nominate.
Yeah.
Just Mang man
You took the soda.
You know?
Yeah.
It's only petty stuff.
That's how it really was. And for me, I was just like, So I would try to balance it out in terms of, hey, I didn't like the way SIPHALEE would speak to housemates. Let me nominate SIPHALEE. And then I'd be like, Bafana is a very strong competitor. Let me nominate
him.
Bafana at the same time.
There were very few of those people who literally be able to be logical about their nomination. I think Jojo was one of them, and also Mata as well. I think at one point she was like, they were very strategic, regardless of how their feelings were towards. Because like you'd think maybe someone like because they've hurt you, now they're gonna. Because even after the time, Uyanda like screamed at Jojo. Jojo didn't nominate Uyanda.
Yeah.
You saw that she was emotional about.
She went into the dining room, she nominated other people. I was like, yeah, that's
But
Jojo.
remember, even when Jojo was nominated by Sweet Gulova, Jojo never nominated Sweet Gulova.
Yeah.
Do you understand? That's how sweet Jojo is.
Yeah, no.
So, but now, okay, as I now, you also said that you were watching the game as a viewer.
Yeah, I was trying my best.
Didn't like now distract you? Now to forget now to be present in the game? Because it can happen that you are trying to think what the viewer would be expecting.
Yeah.
Don't you think that maybe kind of like distracted your game in a sense?
For me, not really. I think the one thing that really impacted me in the game was that I'm so used to when I'm feeling overwhelmed, like pulling into my own space and being able to take time away from everyone. And in the house, you can't do that. Like there's no way for you to really pull out and just get time for yourself, because Biggie's always gonna call for something. Maybe you want to do something. And also for me, I was constantly thinking of, how are people gonna perceive me if I just try to pull myself away from people and go and sit down? I think Oyanda is someone who really did it every now and then. Like he'll just go and have time by himself. Melino would be out there in the early morning screaming, letting the whole of Johannesburg know where he lives. In that Big Brother house.
And scream.
And he would scream, hey, and we would hear him like, no, Melino's done with the gym for the day. So for me, I don't know. I think maybe consciously, I wouldn't be able to say that. I think trying to watch the game as a viewer distracted me. Maybe subconsciously, it impacted me, but it's not something that I can say. I can point out and say, that definitely impacted my game while I was in the house.
You seem to be like someone that really very much aware of the Big Brother game in general and everything.
Yes.
Because at some point you would literally make comments maybe of like what possibly is happening or what might happen in the game. Do you think that knowing the game like you had known about like gives you an advantage or a disadvantage when you go to a show like that?
I think it should be an advantage. I think it should be. The advantage being that what you should do is you should then know how to play a smarter game. You should know how to play a smarter game, and you should know then how to work the ins and outs of the game. So like,
Yeah.
you should know how to figure out where are your strong points and where are your weak points when going into the game. But I do think it can come at a disadvantage if you don't conscientize yourself to realize how you want to now use this to your advantage.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing for you to know the game, it's another thing for you to understand how to know the game and implement it into a strategy.
Yeah.
Because some people don't even have to need a strategy, they just go into the house and people like them.
And exist.
Yeah. Just because you exist, people like you. So I think for me, it really can be both. It really depends on how you use it. For me, I think there were moments where it did work to my advantage. Because like for me, I would know that wager presentations are sometimes the only things that people tune into. Wager presentations, live evictions, nominations. Sometimes people don't just watch us generally. It's another group of fans that just watch us when we're generally existing in the house. And that for me was like, okay, this is now where I need to make sure that people notice me. People see that I'm here.
And funny enough, those group of friends actually existed this year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, and then I know that there's the group of people who are constantly watching because they want to see when the drama happens, when the drama starts. Like, you remember when Big Brother still had 2 channels?
Yeah.
You see, when it still had 2 channels, then you could follow what was happening.
Yeah, you could know everything.
You would know everything, but now it was not as easy. So I think, What was the question? What was I saying? I lost my plot.
No, it was about the disadvantage.
Oh, yes. So I think, I think it can go either of 2 ways. It just depends on how you want to work it into the game. And if you're constantly going to be acknowledging it. Sometimes I'll remember it, sometimes I wouldn't remember it.
And besides, when you are in there, you don't know what's going on outside. You might be actually forming a friendship with a person that the public don't like.
And I did.
Me?
Both of them.
Yes, exactly.
Both of them. Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
It's talking about friendship you developed in the house.
Oh, I know where this is.
With a certain person that wasn't liked by the public. Talk about the relationship with a specific guy called Swiss.
Oh,
Siyabonga, yes. How did it come about? Like it's I didn't see it coming, but like after that, sometimes like you guys have a really genuine bond.
Before you say anything, it was amazing to watch, though. You can answer the question.
So to be honest, I don't know how it started. I don't know how the friendship started. I only saw how the friendship started when I left the house and I started going through all the TikTok videos. I was like, Hebatu, there's so much that was happening. And then I started seeing, okay, it was after the dinner.
Yeah.
Where Swiss and I started actually engaging more in like a relationship or a connection then started between us. Because in the beginning, Swiss had that thing where like he had 5 wives. And then I became one of the wives. And then I dismantled that whole marriage.
You did.
You're the one dismantling it.
I dismantled that whole marriage. And then like the friendship between him and I started growing, I think, from there.
Not necessarily. You actually protected him from certain things that were bound to happen in the house.
When? Nah.
That's my chat.
The only time I remember actually actively being involved, like, was when he was having that huge fight with Uyanda. That's the only time I actively remember.
No, I think what he's trying to say is that your friendship saved him from a lot of things because previously he was like embedded with the Bandana Boys.
Yeah.
As we now know them. So
The
obviously
Bandana Boys, hey, that's wild. That's wild. That's South Africa by a thing. Oh, South Africa does things. Being a South African is so elite. I don't think anyone understands how elite it is being a South African.
Yeah.
Deep.
I've never seen a reality show where people give people names, nicknames. I've watched Big Brother. I've seen other countries have Big Brother. You never see them. Oh, it's the pop gang.
Yeah.
It's the cool kids.
You know? It's like we are watching. It's like at school where like now you're watching everything unfold. You end up gonna get a name for what you did. If like you someone that in come with brown bread, brown bread. Your name is brown bread.
Bandana Boys. I'm a South Africa deserves a round of applause for that.
Very deep because, mind you, when Swiss left, I remember what's that guy? Smash saying the last Bandana Boys just left, and then Swiss was confused. Like,
Yeah,
what are you
everybody
talking
about-
about?
was confused. Even the founder didn't know he was the founder of Banana Boys
Exactly.
until he came out.
Exactly.
That's
So it was
wild.
very nice to watch. Honestly, Yawana, this is the big brother of yeah. Because it's okay.
As I said, like your relationship with Swiss, it was like bromance, like ish. Now when you watch back, you're a viewer now. Say you
Now,
watch
viewer,
back.
yeah.
Watch back. Do you see what people were saying?
I do. Personally, I see what people were saying.
Like you guys were
I
like
even had the
very like
conversation-
comfortable, touchy.
I
with
even had the conversation with Swiss, like after he had been evicted, and like because we've been speaking a lot, type of thing. So I actually sent him a video. I was like, I didn't even know this happened. The video for me where I saw what South Africa saw is there's a moment with him and I in the kitchen. And I think I was washing the dishes and I think it was the week, I don't remember when it was. But like he came in the kitchen and like we're just laughing. I was looking at this video, I'm like, oh wow.
something is cooking.
I was like, I hope Swiss's girlfriend doesn't want to kill me.
Yo, I did this.
I was like, girl, I don't want your man. I don't want your man. We're just friends. Like he's a great guy. And I think I understand also where South Africa comes in terms of the negativity that he got. Because even during his week of HOH, there was a time where I sat him down. I was like, no,
You're doing
you
too
can't
much.
speak like
Calm
this.
down.
You can't speak like this to housemates. You need to find a way to channel your own thing. Even when we were playing that game the Saturday, was it the Saturday or the Friday? We were doing that thing, the likes and the dislikes about the people. And I just was mentioning the things that I don't like with him. Because I feel as though it's very important to be so honest with people that you care about. So no, with Swiss, it's just like a genuine brotherhood, a friendship, and I'm just hoping it can grow into like big and better things, not only for us in our personal capacity, but also like in a professional capacity as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a quick question right
Okay.
now. Does the relationship of Swiss and Mshini make sense? Because honestly, from my perspective, they do have certain things in
common. It makes sense. Like
Not everything. I don't want you to get it twisted, but they do have certain things in common. I'm not against them loving one another because it can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
But they actually do have something in common. Tell me what you think.
Hima, when you say make sense, like in terms of a friendship or romantic relationship,
Friendship.
I think it made sense. Does it? I don't think anything in Big Brother's house makes sense. I think like you create them. I don't think anyone would assume that Uswit Guluva and I would have. I don't necessarily think we have a friendship yet. I think him and I just had very cool moments when in the house because we kept on working together. And like I said, I really enjoy him. I love being around him. He's such a great person. And I don't think necessarily that Sweet and myself would, in our general capacities as people, ever put ourselves in the same space
Yeah.
where we would end up creating that connection. Like when I see the videos of Sweet and I, like there's a moment when we're both sitting on the floor and we're doing this. There's the time where he borrowed my shorts, and when he put the shorts on, he just
Exactly.
changed into a whole different person. So like for a lot,
I remember the time he was hugging you.
and he just like threw himself. Like you see, like for a lot of people, that might not make sense in the real
Yeah.
world. So even with the relationship with Swiss and Mshini, I think that it might not make sense on one level because obviously Swiss at some point did say that there was like a romantic connection or he felt that she was attractive type of thing. But
Sorry, attracted to Mshini.
yeah.
Are you being for real?
Yeah, Mshini even got so mad about it. She came out like, I don't know when it was, like the next day or whatever. And just like, you guys were all here in the house telling me how I'm such a great girl. I'm a great friend. Now I put a wig on and all of you guys want me. You guys don't remember that?
I do, but I thought she was actually referring to other.
I think she was referring to
people.
all the guys because there was a lot of guys in the house who were trying to mac on her.
Yeah, they were.
Oh,
lots.
okay, wow.
She
A
had
lot of
families,
people.
yeah.
There's a long list of people who wanted Mshini.
Mshini,
And Mshini is
okay.
a gorgeous babe.
She's a
Oh
fine.
no, she, no,
Fine hand.
no, she's hot.
That's a fine
Oh, no,
lady.
she's hot.
Yeah, but so I think it did make sense, especially because you were stuck there for 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks, depending on how long your journey is in the house. And you just find people that you get along with. You find people that are your tribe.
Yeah.
And like personally, I didn't think that I'd get along with Muzi. Muzi annoyed me the first 2 weeks. Like I was just so annoyed with him. And then somehow connection developed, and we were able to really banter and have so much fun with each other.
In terms of like now, as you say, like Swiss, it's just promise. Like, let's talk about you as Tyrone right now.
Logozana.
It's like now, Tyrone, when you look at Swiss, like outside of friendship, bromance, whatever, is it a typical guy that you would go for?
As I said in the house, I only have one type. My type is a man.
Yes.
Type ya mindot.
You're my injan.
No, as long as it's a man, you're my type. As long as awinja, don't be a dog when you come to me.
Remember, we had a lot of men in the house.
Yes.
From the house, which one would you have preferred?
Usipa. And I said it to him. I even
Really?
said to Sipa that, so when we were fighting over who should come into the house, I kept on saying, Bonnie, you better choose Sipa. And she's like, why? I said, choose Sipa. Choose that man. That's a fun man. And like I even said it to him. I don't know if it was in the first week or the second week. I was like, I'm so sad you're straight. I had such a big crush on you. Like he
At one
was,
point, I thought he was probably damn like.
I thought so. I mean, I thought, I was like, I was like, is Biggie bringing?
I thought you were sorted, huh?
I thought Biggie was bringing me a ship. I thought Biggie's taking me to the final.
But then Tyrone, after you actually leaving the house and sing SIPHALEE with the G-string, didn't you think that maybe there's
That G-string thing, is that real?
It is.
Guys, I don't believe it. Sipa doesn't wear underwear.
I showed you.
It is.
Sipa doesn't wear underwear.
I showed you. Remember the picture?
Yeah, I saw, but Sipa doesn't wear underwear. Like,
But he decided to wear a G-string on that day.
And it was after Machine lost a G-string.
so
That's
that's why
ironic.
I'm seeing. There ain't a lot of conspiring there. I think he will kick you out this room.
I don't know.
Putting one and two together.
Oh, trust you me. He was wearing that thing.
I don't believe it. But Sipa was
You
definitely.
saw it.
Did you see his interview like that I did with him?
I watched clips
Clips.
of it. Yes.
He was
really nice.
he was cooking. He was cooking.
It was really nice. I think that's the thing about Usipa. I don't know if the public saw that about
I
him. Is
actually
how
do like him a
straightforward
lot,
and how
yeah.
honest he is. And like to reference what he said, he had been watching previous show, bringing that Luclay energy, bringing that type of thing. And maybe it just wasn't the season for it. But
Yeah.
if he, as much as he might feel as though it wasn't the season for it, I think that he had his place within the season.
Yeah.
The production wouldn't have brought him onto the show, even though the housemates didn't initially want him and we had to fight for that gorgeous man to be on the show.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people saw how gorgeous he is. That's a
no,
fine
no.
man.
That's what they
My
always say in the
opinion.
comments. Like,
Oh, he
girls,
is.
they're always saying in the comments, "Oh my god, look at his smile."
He has such a nice smile. oh my god,
my
I
God.
melted when he smiled.
Why
that
are you
night.
telling me in my comment section?
Yo, let me tell you, when he smiled that night, I said, Bonnie B girl, you have one decision to make and you need to choose SIPHALEE. And there's no one else we can choose.
Yeah.
And then he's straight, boring.
Like you had a lot of friendships in the house. Like I could say, like you probably like got along with almost everyone.
Yes.
You know, like was it like a very like something that you did consciously to like I want to make everybody feel comfortable. I want to be friends with everybody, like almost.
I think it was a very 50-50 thing. Like I said, like I'm very good at just creating conversation and bonding with people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're gonna be friends.
Yeah.
I think also as a gay person, you often have to be very conscious about how people are in your space. So like as a queer person as well, at times I constantly feel as though I have to really make sure people are comfortable in my space, because I never want a situation where people are uncomfortable. And I don't know. I definitely think that as much as for a lot of people it could come across that I'm like maybe two-faced or type of thing. I just have like a very genuine onset to how I want to engage with people, and I don't necessarily think it always means it's going to end in friendship.
Yeah.
It's okay for myself and Bafana to meet and have great conversation, but we don't have to consider each other friends.
Yeah.
Like we don't even have to consider each other acquaintances. But if I see Bafana, there's no bad vibe.
Yeah,
We can go and chill type of thing. But if now those initial steps are made for us to build that sort of relationship, then I'm okay with that, and I'm willing to put in that effort as well as a person.
So now, like, with those friendship, like genuine friendships that you've created, or some of them were just like, okay, this is strategy. I want to get close to this person because of so and so.
I don't really ever think I got close to someone because of strategy. Now, if I wanted to get close to someone because of strategy, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would have done. I don't think I would. Maybe if there was another gay man in the house, I would have made like a relationship for
a
people.
ship.
You
Why,
know,
why do people say like they want to get into a ship when they're in the house? Because I think you're probably the third person. Luzgo said the same thing. Spotty said the same thing, and you're saying the same thing. That's in it. Relationship is like
I think people like the fan base of the show is majority ladies, and people love a good love story, but it has to look real.
yeah, legit.
You can't be bringing us a love story where we see it's not real.
You actually said it, right?
Yes.
And then after you leaving the house and seeing that it's actually, you were actually right about Ash and Gulova.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, and I think it's so awesome to see because you could see that in the house there was a genuine affection that they had towards each other.
Actually did, yeah.
And now to see how it is on the outside with how Ashley's still so supportive of him, it's so great to see because a lot of people might think that either of them might have been just doing it for like a hype thing.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's still consistently in the show, speaks about her, always goes and looks at her picture. I think it's such a gorgeous thing and it's such a beautiful thing. And we can see that it looks genuine.
You can't ignore that.
You can't ignore
It's
it.
very
Whereas
like-
with other ships, you're like,
Is a wishy this one.
it's umzekelo weship.
Talking about ships now, like in all the ships that we've had in this season, like which one was like this one? It's not make sure.
Ish, I don't want to call out my sister.
No, come on. I know
No,
exactly. I know exactly where you're going. Come on, say it.
The connection that Ezra and Jojo were trying to create. And I think, I don't know, I constantly had conversations with Jojo about it. I was just like, Are you sure? Are you sure? Like, you want to be, because like, Ezra's such a nice guy. I find Ezra so adorable. Like, if Ezra was gay, I would date him. Like, he's such a great person. He has such a soft side to him. As much as he has such a masculine energy to him. You would think like, oh, like, you know when they say pedals
He's
for
a
a
man,
pedal?
eh?
Yeah, like that. He's such a cool guy, Ezra. Ne? So I was just like, I'm on Jojo, like, like you don't want him, but you are acting like you want him. I was like,
It was so cringe to watch. Oh my god.
But then aren't you happy to actually see that Jojo actually realized
Yes.
Ezra wasn't there? Because she actually said it, guys.
you know, the thing with Jojo ne, is I think that we underestimate her. And myself included in
true,
that.
true.
I think because we just view her as like this baby little sister, this cutie pie, we don't understand that there's a lot of knowledge to her. And I think personally, I really saw that when she was doing her HOH.
Yeah.
That week she was head of house. She ran that house.
No,
She ran
that's
that
when
house.
I changed like everything. When she didn't even save Ezra, she was like, you know, she was very like here. Everything was like here. I'm like, this girl, she might be young, but she is handling this like a very mature lady.
She is so mature.
You know?
Jojo deserves all the flowers in the world.
Definitely.
And to think that she actually knew about Specific and Ezra thing.
She didn't.
No, she
knew.
mentioned
She
it.
knew
This
when
week she
Melino.
did.
She knew when Melino and Melino won't get under the bus. Well, I didn't fit under the bus. Melino tells Jojo, go ask Tyrone something, and then she comes and she asks me. I'm like, oh, but show me what he's saying. I don't understand what you're saying. And then Mel calls her and then calls me. And then he brings up the thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I know Specific and Ezra. Yeah, they're cute. Where do we see them? They will
They
make
kissed,
that.
right? They kissed, I think in a game though. I don't know what it was.
Man,
Them?
who?
Ezra and Specific.
Aha. Specific
don't
would
remember.
never.
Ezra, who did
Oh,
Ezra
but
kiss
what do you
them?
mean?
Specific would never. Specific would never. Specific was very loyal to her
Specific was
man.
doing
She
a lot of
is
dodgy
very loyal
thing.
to
No,
her
no,
man.
no.
But
You
wait,
know,
okay, loyalty is fine.
no.
Okay, I get that. But during the task week between her and Sweet, there was a lot going on here.
Mamela.
Did you see the conversation that she had with Sweet?
Mamela, ne, guys. It was a conversation.
Yeah.
And as much as there might be chemistry, I feel like even if you're in a relationship, both of them are in relationships.
No, let's correct that. Which chemistry? There's no chemistry between Specific and Gulov.
What
The
do you
only
mean?
chemistry that we know is Ash and Gulov. So
Come on,
don't-
you're having a
So-
shipper right now.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Please don't come at me with that break.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Really?
Okay, let me say that as much as like you can be in a relationship and you love your partner, it's not like outside of that relationship, you're not gonna meet people who you can have a genuine connection with.
yeah.
And it looks like it can be romantic, but you've made your decision and you stayed true to your decision.
Yeah.
And
That's loyalty, though.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like Uspecific has. She has that loyalty. As much as Uspecific and I, we had, I would say, an okay relationship in the house. I wouldn't say it was a great one. It wasn't a bad one. I really like her. I think she's a great, amazing person. So much talent. that she has. From how much she would share about her partner and her relationship, it was something that was very important to her and very genuine to her. That like when you'd see her with Ezra and you'd just be like, Marianne, confused.
Ademfuno Ezra ne?
I don't think she wanted Ezra.
Muyindaba kamthanda uJojo ne?
I don't.
Ibefunani? I-friendship yakhe noJojo. Into ebeyifuna atefunani.
Maybe get back.
You were there.
Jojo.
I don't think. Okay, I can't speak for another person's game as well, you know. And I think maybe my problem is that I try to be too nice and too kind at times. So I'm not really gonna look for the bad parts in people.
Makes sense.
But I think especially was playing her game the way she saw fit.
Yeah.
And whatever was happening between her and Ezra, I think she knew where to draw the line.
Yeah.
And Ezra himself knew what he was doing. I think it's only fair that we have to say both people need to be held accountable in that situation, because Ezra is the one who initiated things with Jojo, not Uspesihle.
Yeah.
And Uspesihle was, if for lack of a better word, engaging or entertaining Ezra's advances or flirts type of thing. And Ezra did those things knowing that he was trying to get or to know Jojo at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, ne? Okay, I want to ask you, like, there were so many relationships in the house, ne? Like, the one that I want to talk about, like, that you were very much close, and I'm sure it confused you too, because it's confused us, all of us here.
I know it's going.
Like, when we were looking at that relationship, do you think it was just, platonic, as they claim it was?
I mean, on one level, you could say that the relationship with Nate and Beekay is very similar to the relationship between Swiss and I.
No. You guys have never had a moment look each other in the eyes and say, I want you. I'm like, you want me?
So I can move back.
Exactly my point. It was never that point. When like they were literally in front of in the passage and like in the hallway. They were like looking at each other's eyes, literally gazing each other's eyes, and like Nate's like, you want me? I'm like, yeah, I want you. Beekay says, do you want me? And then I'm like, and they were looking at each other.
It's so
it was so cute to see. And I'm like, what the fuck are they not dating?
Oh, Nate is not straight.
And that's the thing.
Date a man.
But like, what? Wait, okay. Do you think now, just because I struggle, bro, like to find a word to say. Like, is it because when you now said you are not straight? If you find a connection, a genuine connection, and someone that you like, is it like now something that is written somewhere that you can't go back and date the person?
I think like just in terms of like your sexual orientation, like we must remember, or we should understand, that your sexual orientation is not just your romantic attraction, but your sexual attraction to someone. So let's say, for example, I get to know Ulu, we get to know each other. I can be romantically attracted to her, and I might find you as a great person. I'd be like, wow, you'd be such a great wife, but I'm not sexually attracted to you.
Yeah.
Right?
You're attracted to the romance.
I'm attracted to the romantic aspect of you. And that your sexual orientation is the romance as well as the sexual.
Did you think they had like sexual chemistry?
Did they have sexual chemistry? I think they definitely had sexual chemistry. I think that they would be such an adorable couple, you know, but we need to respect the one that they both have people outside.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
it's confusing though.
I think that as much as the relationship might have been maybe questionable or like confusing for people, sometimes it's just okay for you not to understand things.
The thing is, like, you know what made everything awkward and weird about that whole relationship, you know? It's because Beekay had other interest in the house. Or
yes.
If like the other girls that maybe they were showing interest to him or whatsoever.
Yeah.
But now, since Nate was there, it was like she was a cock blocker in a sense. Because now, when she, like, when Beekay would like maybe talk to Mshini, for example.
Yeah.
Nate will like grill him up. What are you guys saying? What is happening there? What?
I think Nate is just very protective.
Overly?
Overly protective, yes. And I don't want to speak a lot about in terms of Nate and Beekay's internal things. Because obviously I wasn't very involved in the in-betweens between them. I can only speak, like you're saying, like what we would see as
yeah.
And like we would ask her, no Swiss, we're like, I would Chovi, diragalang. But for me, I think maybe the delusion in my head is that if you see videos of Nate and I, Nate and I could be very affectionate
Yeah.
with each other. There's this other video that I laugh at all the time. It literally looks like we're making out.
Yeah.
And then like I walk away type of thing. Like, so because I have that comfortability with Nate, I'm also assuming that with someone that she's comfortable with,
Yeah.
someone that she's close with, she will have that very physical, very
Yeah.
intimate relationship. And I think it will be confusing at all times because we're always gonna want things to work out in our head how we think they should work out. But yeah, it's confusing, and I feel like it became tougher for them when that whole narrative of Nate being a controller
Yeah.
came about.
Yeah, I think that's when things kind of like show cracks between the two of them, because I think BK was trying so hard to
Remove that narrative. And BK is such a great guy. Like,
Oh, he's amazing.
hey, I keep on saying everyone's a great guy. Oh, they say I'm a great guy.
He's
Yeah?
amazing.
Hey, everyone's a great guy.
No,
Of
but
course.
we love you too.
That's
Come
wild.
on.
But BK is such a great person. Like, he has so much wisdom. He might be quiet, but he speaks, and he speaks so well. And I think that BK Liana, he has the wisdom to know where to draw lines with Nate in the relationship, so that he also respects the relationship that he has with his girlfriend. And I think that whatever was happening between them, there clearly was then a line that he drew somewhere where he didn't want them to go beyond.
I'm sorry, but I'm laughing because I'm thinking in my head. I remember the moment when they were playing videos, ne? And BK was crying his eyeballs out. And then next thing, he comes to machine. And asked him to be his Valentine's.
And I'm like, I remember even in eviction video, Brick Brother like put that clip so like in order like that, and I laughed. I'm like, Brick Brother is so spicy.
BK is spicy.
He's
There's one
spicy.
thing about that brother. Ungoli Lufasango
On
Sunday.
another level.
He watches on Sunday only, that man. But he really worked the show. But hey, that relationship, I think, yeah, it confused us a lot in the house. But for me, as someone who just likes to respect people's decisions, like, okay, Chomi, rock. Live your best life. Ori, it's your matter. Shab, be your matter, be friends.
So like for you now, like, because I saw a lot of people in that house being in relationships. Like I think there was quite a lot of housemates in relationships outside the house.
Yo,
You know, and
Annoying.
buy a jola.
You
buy a
tell me
jola.
about it.
you buy a
We
chola.
were annoyed as South Africans. We're like, what,
like there were
what is
so many
this?
people in relationships this season, but
Boring.
Yeah.
yeah, because like people were like, but I don't think that's like bothered people much in the house because they like, okay, so I have a girlfriend, so what? I can do whatever that I want to do because so many people have done that.
Yeah,
Like-
that's true. People in the house have gone above and beyond
Beyond
before. In previous seasons.
But it was how they capitalized on.
But I think they
That-
only remember when, like maybe it's when it's time for eviction or so, like they don't remember they have a
No,
girlfriend.
not even eviction. It was when a person wanted them. The next thing, like,
Because like
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
no.
From where?
because Mshini, like
Johnny?
she is someone, right?
Yes, I'm sure he has someone.
Nate, BK, Swiss,
Sipa,
Mandy,
Mandy.
Let's go back to Mshini. Mshini une boyfriend, ne girlfriend.
No,
There's
she
a
hasn't.
confusion
She is
there.
bisexual.
Yes, but une girlfriend, ne boyfriend. So
No, she only has a boyfriend.
boyfriend.
They've been
boyfriend.
together for like 7 years.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You can
The father of her
continue.
child is her partner.
But no, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And they are. She was very worried about like when she had to leave the house, like
Nazo.
because she would constantly say that when she entered the house, there had been something that they weren't like on the greatest of
Sure,
pages.
yeah.
Okay.
And she was like, I hope I go back and I find him. That's why when Nate and Mshini were doing those things and they're like making out, I kept on pulling them apart. I'm like, guys, you both have people
They were
outside.
So
sexy as
basically,
hell
you are
though.
being you are being the Nate, and between the BK situation. Do you get where I'm coming from?
I'm very lost.
You were being the Nate. Remember with BK?
Yeah.
BK was like, Nate, should I do anything crazy?
Mm.
You must.
Pull me out. Oh,
Exactly.
you know, for me, ne-
So you were the Nate
for that.
in Mshini's
And Nate,
situation.
yeah, guys, for me, like, I really think like we need to respect people's relationships.
Yeah.
And you need to, for me,
But also,
for me,
but okay, the person in the relationship must first
also
show us.
respected.
Must
Yes,
show us
Thank you.
that
That's
they
true, that's
respect
true.
that relationship.
Exactly.
Ndiyasifaka mna iindaba zabantu for some reason, ne?
You know,
Choose when to
if now
fuck
you have
myself.
people in a relationship and they don't show any respect to their relationship, do you think if we are Nate's partner right now, would you be happy? We are PK's partner, would you be happy?
personally, I wouldn't be happy if my partner went onto national TV to do such things.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's me as a person. But I feel like you need to have that conversation of how far you're willing to let your partner go in the house. Some people, you might find someone might be like, yeah, go rock. Have sex, do fellatio, do whatever you want to do.
The only two men that I said, you know what? These are my niggas. These are black brothers that are showing that black men don't cheat. Abobo and also Melino.
Yeah.
Oh, the boring Abobo.
Abo was not boring.
No, come on, guys.
I know, but he was boring.
Come on, please. Be nice. But like they showed me, you know what, guys? Like in the midst of everything, I'm always gonna remember that I have someone that I love and care for.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna try because I'm here now, lose my head and try to, you know.
And trust you me, we are very happy as South Africans. Abobo left happy with his family.
Oh, he's so happy.
And
He's
peace.
so happy.
You get me?
He's
no,
so happy.
no, he is. You get my point. Like I'm not gonna go deep. You guys can continue.
Going back to you now, since we've been dwelling on people's relationships, you showed a lot of yourself, mostly on Wage Your Task, like how multi-talented you are.
Thank you.
And how great you are, like presenting skills. Oh my God, they were like through the roof.
Thank you so
Like
much.
you had so much, and you had so many layers in you. Like you're just like an onion. You kept on peeling and showing us something great after something great. So it was something great to see. So like now, as now you are out of the house, what is that you wish, and what is that you want to achieve out of those little things that you showed, not little, like great things you've shown us.
Thank you so much.
Outside the house now.
For me, I really want to grow in that space. It's been a dream of mine since I was so young that I really want to be in front of the TV. I've often mentioned Bonang, Zanele Potelwa, Ayanda MVP, Norman now, he's got his own show. Or he's not his own show, but he's on a show. I just love being in front of the camera. I love entertaining people and making people laugh. And that is the reality that I'm hoping to create now, having left the show.
Yeah.
I really wanted to stay until the end. I know that when you stay to the end, like the opportunities are much higher for you. But I said it to Mel that I truly believe in my star quality. And I truly believe in my confidence. And if it's aligned for me and it's meant to happen, I know it's going to happen. I just need to put in the hard work. I need to put in the networking. I definitely want to be on TV. I want to be out there saying, hi guys, welcome to my channel, type of thing, or welcoming South Africa to a huge function, type of thing, whether it be Espresso, the show that I would love to be on.
I was going to ask you, what is your dream gig?
So the dream gig, like my dream gig is obviously to host Miss SA.
Oh, wow.
Like that for me would be iconic.
Yeah, very.
Like I would I would die.
Yeah.
I would die if I get to host Miss SA. Miss SA, I know, tag you. Like I love you guys. But at the moment, a show I really love is Newish on MTV Base.
TV Base, yeah.
I would love to be, and even Salima Tunzi. I think for me, I just love entertainment, and I'd love to be in that space where I get to interview people on the red carpet, get to interview people, even if it's on the radio, having a 2-hour slot type of thing. That's just what I really love doing. I love being able to speak and entertain, and I speak a lot.
Yeah.
And I love speaking. So that for me is the end goal that I'd like to reach. And I always say this, and I've said it before, that if there's someone who I want to try my best to follow, it's Bonang. My reason being, Bonang came, and I don't want to be Bonang, I want to be Tyrone. I want to be Tyrone, but I love how she was there for her tenure, and she said, "Shut up, guys, let other people do what they want to do." And she started focusing on her businesses. People call Bonang to say, "We need you to host Mrs. A. We want you to come and do the show."
Doesn't go for gigs anymore.
She doesn't go for gigs.
Gigs come from
The gigs come to her, and that's just how talented and nuanced she is in her presenting. I love her, and I love Zanele Potelwa.
Yeah. So now, like, since you've been out of the house, is there anything that we can literally expect from you in the near future? Like, say, like, oh, okay, if there's anything.
I'm really, really hoping that within this year I can network enough so that, similar to how Mitch, I don't know if you saw, Mitch recently was a guest presenter on Musalima Tuenzi.
Yeah.
Tuku Tuku. I'm like, I want to be on Tuku Tuku, guys. So I'm really hoping, within my networking and my pushing, that within this year I can hopefully get like just a guest presenter gig. I think for me, I don't want
Just
to
want
be,
to
Yeah.
enter, put your foot in.
I just want to put my foot in the door. I never wanted to be that, it's the white guy that speaks vernac, throw him in front of the camera. Or, it's that guy from Big Brother, just throw him in front of the camera. I really want to learn and understand the ropes of the industry so that I can end up moving from just being a presenter to being within production, being a producer, creating a show, bringing shows to life.
Yeah.
So for me, I also really want to network in the sense that I want to shadow. I want to see how things work in the backstage of things. How do things run type of thing. So what can people expect of me? Just expect me. I'm not expecting, but expect me.
Now, look, we're looking back. Like we left the 5 housemates tomorrow.
Hey, someone has to win
the money. They win this money, man.
I'm so happy.
With the 5 that you see there right now, who do you think is taking the money tomorrow?
Yo, let me tell you now. I feel like watching the show on the outside, having been in the show, and also seeing how people are campaigning for their favorites. It feels like politics.
Yeah.
You know how in politics we always see like there's a certain like political group that will have a huge online presence.
Yeah.
And then never see them at the voting polls. It's just like, South Africa, you are here. You were here as a country.
That's more like EFF. People are always online talking, hey, vote EFF. Come the voting time, they get 9%. And just like, ow.
So, but then I also think that it's very important to realize that the percentage of people in South Africa, there's like 63 million people. How many of those people are actually online?
It's not even 10%, actually.
Yeah, but how many of those people actually have access to the internet to be making that noise, to be making that clout? But to move away from that, I think Sweet is going to take it. I really think he's going to take it. But hey, that shock can shock you.
You can be shocked.
I've been
shocked of your life.
I feel like Oyanda's fans are pushing. Nate's fans are pushing. Like they're pushing.
Everybody's pushing.
There's no one who you can say, no, that fan group is lacking. Not one of them. I don't think you can say any one of those fan groups are lacking. They are literally pushing. They are reaching out. And you even see how other fan groups are saying, okay, because you were good to my favorite housemate in the house, let me make sure that I push. But I do genuinely think that Sweet is going to take it.
Okay. He's definitely taking it. Guys, by now, when you watch this...
They already know, I'm sure. They already know. In Gaska Beekay can just say, imagine if Beekay just had to pull a twist on us and be like, there is no house party tonight. We're having the final.
That would be crazy.
You know what I really want to do as well, though? I'd love to work with Big Brother.
Do you think the production, Bri, is not a headache?
I would love to work within the production.
You want that headache?
I want to introduce such cool things. So like, I don't even mind sharing it. They can steal it. It would be so cool.
Also, clearly not being one of the ninjas.
No.
Okay.
I want to be part of the people. Like, can you imagine a
content producers, like something like that?
I would love, like, one of the ideas I had, like, all the housemates walk in, but they walk in with an envelope. One of the envelopes has a golden ticket
to the finale.
No. If you get nominated and evicted and you have that golden ticket, you go back to the house.
Yeah, that's a cool idea.
And we don't tell the other housemates. So when you walk in, we're like, listen, we're only giving this to you. So you need to hide this. And then when you go out to Smash or to Tyrone, you know, Tyrone could also be the host for Big Brother. And now you open it, boom. Then Monday, guess who walks back into the house? The evicted housemate. Damn.
Crazy.
Damn.
That would be crazy.
After you love spoken.
Imagine. So yeah, I would also really love to work with Big Brother.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to have a very nice game that I play. You just give me a name of a housemate. Nothing else.
Okay.
I don't want explanations. I want, like, you know, politics.
Yay. This is usually what gets us into trouble.
Which house?
Where the fan bases come for you. These quickfire games. The fan bases, they are here. They'll say to you, so which housemate do you think was that? And then you answer. They're like, yeah, you're so fake. You're smiling with him in the house. Now you're saying this. Yo. Okay, let's go, Bafana.
Which housemate was your least favorite?
There was that week when Oyanda won, HOH. Ababa bored me. That week he bored me. I don't think I ever got the chance to tell him, but he annoyed me that week. When he was like so excited about being upstairs and he was eating the snacks in front of us, and then he's like, hey, now go get a spoon, bring me a spoon. Yo, that week he was getting under my skin. You see that week, he annoyed me. But Muzi also annoyed me. That first weekend, he's like, nah, I'm going to be first. I'm like, umang. Now you are
This
first.
short man is telling you what
Imagine with your white hair.
and beards.
Yeah,
Where
man.
did it come from?
I was like, who the hell is this telling? No, they were like, I don't think anyone, it was annoyed me. Ne? I don't think it was one. Like, there were certain weeks where people just annoyed me. And those are the two that I can remember now. Who else can I think of? Who? I love KB, but when she would bring out that blanket, I gotta get a show. That's like, yo. I would have nerves when she would do
With
that.
the nerves.
Yo, it nervous. But I think it really brought a good element to the show. She really
Yeah.
captivated us in the house as well.
So now I'm gonna, if you had the power right now to put an evicted housemate back to the top 5 and evict a person that is currently in the top 5,
Yo.
who would you put in the top 5? Who would you remove?
Yo, damn. Hey, that's so hard. You know, if there's someone who, I think it's so difficult to choose between Beekay, specifically, and Swiss. My reason being Swiss, my general love for him, I would really want for him to make it into the top 5.
Yeah.
I think Beekay and specifically just have a very different personality to what the current top 5 have.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind seeing them there. But who would I take out? Oh, that's so tricky. I think I love Swiss. Like, I really love him, guys. Like, you know, even before I went into the house, I would say, God, please just have one straight man that gets along with me. Because all my friends are straight men. Like, majority of my friends are straight because I came out much later. Yeah, boy. So I'm not used to having to be in a space where straight people are not comfortable around me. So I'm like, boy, if there's just one, I'll be fine.
And God answered your
Hey, God answered me. He brought me a Zulu man. Of all the things he could have brought.
you know, a Zulu man.
But now I wasn't specific. I just said a straight man. I didn't say a Songa, a Venda, a Xhosa, Afrikaans, colored. I just said a man.
Yeah.
And he brought me Swiss. Amen to God. But who would I take out? I feel like this is so contradictory. Ne? Because of all the love and the affection and the support that Sweet has. Ne? I feel like even without the 2 million, he can go so far.
Yeah.
And he's going to do so much. And I don't want to take away from the other 4 housemates to say that they need the 2 million to make a name for themselves. No, they've made a name for themselves. They've done great. Oh, but choosing Sweet, I feel so bad choosing Sweet. But like, even when, I feel like...
Tyrone,
Okay,
go
Tyrone,
ahead.
give us a name.
I say Sweet.
Go
I'll
ahead,
say
Tyrone.
Sweet.
We know exactly where you're going
I
right
say
now.
Sweet. I'll say Sweet. You can take, if you put specifically in, or BK. Yes, BK or
No,
specifically. What is
one person.
choose one.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's only one spot. So
I'm not good at this game, hey.
So you're removing who?
Sweet Kaluva. That's
with
so
who?
terrible
And then
of
you're
me. I love
replacing
him so
him
much.
with who?
Even BK is doing really good though outside. So maybe, but even Special is doing good. Even Swiss is doing good. Put Special, take out Sweet.
Usile, Tyrone.
okay, he has made a
Usile,
choice.
Tyrone.
No, he's made a
Usile.
choice. Okay, who are you shocked to be in the top 5 right now?
No, it's Jojo. I'm shocked. And I underestimated Jojo. And I feel like people can attack me for having that feeling. I didn't see it coming, but I'm glad that she proved me wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's okay for your friends to prove you wrong.
Sure.
People that you're close to prove you wrong. She shocked me.
What made you believe like maybe she wouldn't make there? Is it because maybe you thought she doesn't have
I think
fans together?
not even. I think for me, it was more of how she doubted herself so much throughout the competition that I was so worried that people would interpret it as her not wanting to be there. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm shocked that Jojo made it so far, but I'm very proud of her and I can't wait to see her.
Okay.
I wish she could pull the blanket under all of us and just win. That's the South Africa will fall over.
Crazy.
Let me tell you something. South Africa will fall over.
Listen, that house will be on fire by Monday.
Monday's too far. Monday's too far.
That house will be burning.
Social media will shut down.
I tell you.
If Jojo could do that, ne? I don't know who Pastor is praying to, but I need him to pray. I need those results at Deloitte to switch overnight. You know when they make the mistake and they're like, and the winner is
Like to pull
Steve Harvey.
yeah.
Like, you know, I think it would rip South Africa apart. Singafa as a country.
Which housemate you thought was the strongest while you were still in the game? But when it came out, I'm like, really? He's not that big. And who do you think like was? I think you answered that. I think Jojo maybe.
Yeah, I think the housemate that I thought was going to be much stronger was Uluzuko.
Mm.
I had a lot of, South Africa loves pretty guys.
Yeah.
And I think Pretty Privilege really can help you.
It could have helped him.
We've seen a lot of people in the house move because of Pretty Privilege.
Yeah.
In
We've seen
previous
it before.
seasons. Yeah, it's not new.
I'm not gonna mention names, but we know who was in the top 5 last year because of just being pretty, a boy. Come on, you've seen that.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I love Luzuko though.
because-
Like he's also a great person. Like we chat a lot outside the house. I really thought that he would, and also being like, I think it's weird being with these people in the house, and South Africa doesn't perceive them the same way that we perceive them. Even Muzi, I was shocked when Muzi left. I was like, hi, bo Muzi, what's am I? But I think also because I like them, I had bigger aspirations for them.
Sure.
The housemate, like I would say Jojo, definitely Jojo.
Yeah.
She shocked me.
Yeah.
But the one, I really thought Muzi and Uluzuko had a lot of potential. I mean, they still have the potential. They still have that same potential.
Yeah.
It's waiting for you. Now.
It's okay. Biggest game player. The
Nate.
biggest game player.
Nate. Nate played that game. And I'm only realizing it now being outside the house.
As straight as I am, I would date Nate.
That's wild.
Crazy.
That's wild.
Crazy.
That's wild.
Why do you think he's the biggest game player? What do you think that she did that probably many people didn't do?
I think just Nate knew how to capitalize on situations and to use those situations
To advantage, yeah.
to either create a narrative about a different housemate or to create a light that would shine on her. And she knew how to engage with the housemates in a way that you would never really, as much as people would constantly say she's a gossiper, she's a snake, she's this, she's that. People would say that, but then they would never go beyond saying that. They would never, Bonnie, I think, was really one of the only people who actually confronted Nate in terms of how she felt about Nate. Everyone else, it seemed as though it was just private conversations that people were having. And Nate knew how to take that and use that narrative and run with it.
The fakest housemate. What the fake is like? If like, oh my god, this thing. Can you just keep quiet? You're boring me. You're so fake. Who?
Love that question.
Fakest. How many of us were?
24.
24.
Tyrone,
24.
24 of us.
start.
I'm trying to think like who was fake? Who did I think was fake? I think
No.
I'm thinking too hard now.
There's a lot of people who were fake. Come on.
No, but let's hear what she says, and then we'll see. Like,
Are you trying to protect your friends?
No, I'm trying to think.
I'm worried about your answer.
Fakey. I don't know because I feel like we would have conversations and then people obviously don't act on those conversations in front of people. And I don't necessarily, if I would position that as a fake person, me, myself, and I. I don't know. Fake.
Tyrone, don't be the Tyrone that we had in the house. You
I'm
are outside
trying.
now.
I'm trying to think.
You are
I don't think.
outside.
Okay, in a sense, I'm sure this is so boring for you guys. Like, for me, I don't think I ever had an interaction with someone in the house where I thought maybe they were fake.
disingenuous.
Yes, I don't think I. You think I did, guys?
No,
we were
but
playing.
after you left, you not seeing things. Then you're like, oh my gosh, this person might have actually misleaded me.
So I've never seen videos. I've seen conversations online about someone said that someone had quoted that Jojo was saying
Hi,
that
Tyrone, why you so?
I'm gonna go on the
Wait,
truth.
wait for her.
Someone had quoted
Go ahead.
Jojo saying that she's not friends with Swiss or she's not friends with another person in the house. I haven't seen that clip. And then also a lot of people said that Nate was a fake person, but I never felt Nate was a fake person. Who else is there?
Suze as well, I think.
Swiss.
Yeah, there were many instances when people like literally called him like because he would do things to appease certain people and not do certain things in terms of like for his own good.
For his own good.
That's why we end up called him like with no backbone because he was in there.
Maybe I didn't see those parts.
What do you think we end up said he has no backbone?
Oyanda said all of us don't have backbones. So
Do you have any other question? Because I'm good here. Oh, I wanted to ask you, what did you think of a relationship between Swiss and PHILILE?
what did I think? I thought it was a very bad decision that Swiss made.
Yeah.
I don't think that he should have allowed for that to happen. I think PHILILE said it very well in the show where she said, I have nothing to lose. Like she had nothing to lose from engaging in that. And I know for Swiss, it came from a very like, it's just innocent type of thing. But for me, it was a thing of, that's not how people are going to perceive it. That's not how your partner is going to perceive it. Like for me, it was just a thing of, you shouldn't be doing this. I obviously can only tell you that don't do it or you shouldn't be doing it. But at the end of the day, you make the final choice on how you want to engage with people. I don't think it wasn't cute. It wasn't cute, Shim. But I mean, that was his game. That's
Like, I think it's played, it played out badly for both of them, I think.
Yeah, I feel like had it maybe just been a friendship, maybe, but
Because it got to a point whereby I was even asking myself, and I'm sure a lot of people were asking themselves the same question, if whether Swizz had a girlfriend or was just putting it out there for you get, yeah.
And that's why often with him, I would often say you really shouldn't just be cuddling with Ophelia. And he would say, no, it's just
they
cuddling.
did a lot. We saw.
You guys saw it all, ne?
What do you mean a lot?
How you guys must fill me
Bro,
in.
the beds coming together and then
They were like touching, I guess.
touchy.
But
I don't
and
think.
so
Okay, let me
forth.
say it like this.
No, you
no, not touching it like in that
No.
level, but like they were
You
just
can't say
cuddling,
you
I
don't
guess.
think. We saw it.
No, but she's like she can't do that.
There was just
She
a
can't
bit
do
of
that to
a-
me.
It's a
Who?
bit of a wishy
PHILILE.
that one because wow.
That's wild. Yeah, no, to answer, I don't want to say I didn't like it in the sense that I don't like them being together. I just didn't like the romantic aspect that it had and the cuddling. And Ophelia would do a lot for Swiss. She would wash the dishes. She would wash the clothing. She would dish up the food.
Why do you think
she's
she
a Zulu
left?
woman. Like
She left because of that. People were angry.
So
That why are you doing those
but I
things?
voted for her, baby. Don't worry about this.
Of course you did.
and even like with Oswis, I think there was a time where I said to him like, you need to stop this thing. Like you just need to pull the plug and
Yeah,
call it
but I
quits.
think it was. I think the time when he called him,
so shocked.
when he called her Pindile,
Pindile.
I think that's when he should have like, okay, I know. I think she cut off.
I loved it
Shy.
when he called her Pindile.
You loved
That
it.
was my favorite thing in the house. Pindile. No, that was the funniest thing ever. That is, I
What
know.
do you mean?
I loved it. Like, imagine arguing with me and then you say Tyler. Hi, bo. Yeah, when I Buntu. Can't I'm referring to Bafana.
You know,
That was hilarious.
That's
Oh no,
wild.
Swiss ate there.
that Ugelo, she's so hurt. She's very like coming from a place of hurt, and then when you just I'm like, yeah, ne. It was bad.
Yeah, no, I really don't know. I don't like it. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was a game.
Yeah, it was a game. I don't know. Tyrone, thank you so much, my brother.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Fun. This was fun, man. I wish you nothing but the best. I wish your journey in the house translates to whatever that you dream you wanted to have outside the house.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, same.
And it's been amazing watching you guys and I'm sad it's coming to an end tomorrow. But
Imagine.
like our lives, what are you gonna be watching from Monday onwards?
Do you know what I'm so glad about now is I've had a lot of people who's like, I keep on saying Sweet is so talented. And I've had a lot of people say to me, nah, Sweet is not talented. Why do you think Sweet is talented? If you watched that final wager presentation when he was acting to that song, I had tears, guys.
I was like
I had tears
was
for
watching-
Sweet Guluva's performance. I was like, that is a performance. He ate.
he evoked emotions without saying a word, bro.
Yo,
I was
Nah.
like, my God.
a round of applause to
Bravo.
him. Like he ate, and I'm like, I'm so glad he did that type of
And
performance.
he was crying, tears in his eyes. I'm like, this nigga is channeling I think she revisited
He
the
gets
part
it. He
when
gets it.
He
He understands the
understands.
journey.
you know.
And
you know what?
That
It's
had to
not many
happen
people-
because remember, we are going to the finals tomorrow.
Exactly.
It had to happen.
Yo, that was so
no,
beautiful.
you know
But
what?
not
I
many- no,
don't
but-
want to
but-
lie to you guys.
But I want to say this: not many people are able to go back to a place of hurt and
bring
pain
tears.
and then bring it into that moment and bring it to that performance. Because I'm sure that performance, mostly the pain that came from the day Ashley was evicted.
Thank
and
you.
that's when now encapsulated that and then brought that fire performance.
No,
For
that
her to
performance
even
ate.
play the part, Yoguti, I choose Ashley Ogo.
Yo, that's
Remember,
wild.
I was like,
Jojo killed me. Let me go be Ash. I'm like, yeah, when I sit down. I'm so glad you killed her. I'm like, yeah, when oh man. Why? You?
I know Jojo lives in her own world and I love it, bro. Like,
I love
she's
her.
serious,
I love
man.
her.
Even in times where like you gotta be
her.
serious, she's just like bring out the
Akeko. She's not present.
Bro,
Oh, I
no.
love her so much.
bro.
Jojo.
I'm forgetting out, guys, and I think that's what many housemates are really. You guys are lucky. You guys are lucky. I don't lie to you. You get to experience such a thing and learn about yourself, your talents, your hobbies, and whatever that you.
Yeah.
And you come out of the house, you become a different. Because I don't think, Sweet, you as well would have known that people would be embracing your talent that you've shown in that screen, because you probably like done it in front of a mirror a couple of times, maybe to your friends, whatever. But to do it in a scale where like everybody, the whole continent is probably watching.
Yeah.
It's another scale.
It's really a different scale.
It's a different
I know,
scale.
it's a huge difference.
And I just wish you guys you go high. I want to like bump into you maybe in those buildings,
those-
corporate years,
those
corporate gigs,
places.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is where they invite people like Bafana
yeah,
because he has a podcast.
Hire
Yeah,
us.
you know. Hire us.
Anyway, guys, this has been another exciting show, and please don't forget to like and subscribe
And to
tell
share.
your friends. Tell your friends that we got this podcast that is cool with cool people on it. Come on. Do you
Tell
need
your
to tell you
friends.
anymore? Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Shout out to the monolithic spirits. The monitoring spirits who ghosty. Shout out to you for coming through. Thank you so much for holding us down, lady. Thank you so much also, Ty. Anyway, this is Podcast About Nothing. Peace.
Thank you.
This is the podcast about nothing with your host, Leo Black, the Unfiltered Fool.